Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 Lexus LX600 Sport. This model is finished off in atomic silver and it has an MSRP just over $116,000. So we have a pretty well equipped jumbo SUV to go over today. Now underneath the hood, this is powered by the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. This is paired to the 10-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 409 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. That power sent through the full-time all-wheel drive system, propelling this 5,600-pound SUV from 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds. And you can also tow right around 8,000 pounds with this as well. So it is a very practical SUV. Now up front, there's the Lexus badge, which is also the sensor. There's a forward-facing camera, and this has a very large grille with that hourglass design to it. There's also parking sensors up front, LEDs for the headlights too. And then in the lower section, there's also fog lights that are tucked away. Now there's also some really nice bulges coming down both sides of the hood there, just to give it a sporty appearance with this luxury vibe. Now working our way to the side, this has a really nice set of multi-spoke wheels with the black brake calipers there. There's gloss black for the power folding side mirrors, which have the camera and a turn signal. This also has a sunroof up top, and then there's fixed running boards too to make it easier to enter and exit. This model is also equipped with the active suspension, so you can raise and lower this as needed. And there's also gloss black accents for the door handles. Now in back, there's the body colored spoiler with the third brake light and the wiper blade. There's LEDs for the taillights, backup camera, all the parking sensors, and then this is where the hitch is, so you have that covered away when it is not in use. Now with the LX600, you don't have the glass that opens up individually, so you just have the entire liftgate here, where this is a 3-row SUV. Now we have some items in this model at the moment, so I have this splits where you can see the seat up versus a seat down. You don't have all that much space when the seat is up, but with it down, it's just like a normal 2-row SUV. You do have a 3-prong outlet and then all of the adjustments to fold down these seats. Now the third row is automatic down and up. You can push on these buttons to fold the second down, and then it is manual to bring those back up. So you have quite a lot of space, just depending on if you need people or you need extra cargo space. Now in back, this does have a manual adjusting sunshade. There's wood trim, Mark Levinson for the audio, as well as some storage down below. And then looking at the middle row now, have a nice design for these seats. Now there's a few different ways you can get into the third row, but there is this button here that you can push on the second row seat, and it will move that seat forwards out of the way, giving you space for the seat to pop out. So electronically, it will pop and release, and then you can push it up the rest of the way, giving me access to hop into this third row. Now at 5'10", this isn't really where I would want to be. You have a cup holder, some auxiliaries. You can recline this seat too, and you have some other adjustments to get these seats out of the way. But I could ride around town if I needed to. My head is just up against the headliner, so smaller kids could go back here, and it's a functional third row if and when you need to use it. And then we can easily lock these seats into place and then recline them too. Now with this model, we have the optional rear entertainment. So we have these large screens here that you can use. You have storage pockets. There's also climates. You get heated and ventilated seats, and then a dual zone system for all of your climate adjustments. There's also cup holders with the armrest here. And then you have a good bit of visibility. It's pretty open in the back, but the second row is definitely where you want to be. Now up front, there's memory seating adjustments, window controls, side mirror adjustments, more storage down below, and then the automatic seats up front. So let's start this up where we have the leather steering wheel with all the wood trim accents. There's paddle shifters behind them. There's the cruise control settings, distance pacing, mode and tuning, and then you have volume, Bluetooth controls, and then these arrows to go through this screen. Now you can also scroll over and view all of this information, where you have a lot of standard safety features that you can scroll through and get into. So you can get into all of this information, which is quite a lot to look at. And then you have some of the normal information that you can get into as needed there. Everything else is fixed, so you have a little bit that you can configure. Now you have the liftgate release. There's a little bit of storage down below. There's also this view button for the camera system. So that way you can bring this up and monitor what's around the vehicle before you start moving. This also has a head-up display. And then with the infotainment system, you can go through a little bit of info. You have the nav when you have that paired. You can get into your music and your phone. There's also some of this information that you can get into for your vehicle, as well as a lot of settings that you can configure as well. There's power and volume for the audio on the left side. Now there's also this smaller screen in the middle where currently you can see your brake and accelerator, the drive mode that you were in. You have fan speed along with the auto there. You can also get into your climates, so that way you can get into the rear adjustments too. And then the last one is for all of the lighting. So pretty neat to have that. There's an air vent on both sides, along with all of your climate adjustments nicely laid out. On this left side, this dial has two functions. You can currently go through the normal driving modes, where there's Eco, Comfort, Normal, Sport S Plus, and a Custom. And if you deselect that or go to Multi-Terrain Select, now you can go through Auto, Dirt, Sand, Mud, and Deep Snow. There's also Downhill Assist and Crawl Control. You have your four-wheel drive selector. There's auxiliaries, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, tons of storage up front there. And then if we put this into reverse, you get the backup camera along with the guidelines. You can also pull up the forward-facing camera as well. You can shift here or with the paddles. There's auto hold with the e-brake, center locking diff, traction control, and the ability to raise and lower the suspension. Wireless charging is right in the middle. There's two cup holders, and there's the cooled box in the middle. What I forgot to mention too is that your passengers can actually open this up from the control in the back, so that way they can reach in and grab any items as needed. There's more storage in the glove box, garage door buttons up top, dome lights, sunglass holder, and you have the controls for that sunroof. And here's a look at visibility. It's pretty easy to see all around. It's a big vehicle, so it's nice that you have plenty of visibility. So I've put it into Sport S Plus from second gear. Here we go. And mile acceleration, we are up to speed. The paddles are pretty responsive. You're mainly going to use those if you're towing, you need to hold the gear for whatever reason. You have them and you have the ability to adjust as needed. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the LX600. You definitely have a great view out of the windshield. It's not too steeply raked. My comparison would be the GX550, which is almost straight up. This is a little bit more angled, but you can still see a good amount out of the front, and we have some thin pillars here that you can easily see around. But it's a great luxury jumbo SUV. If you are looking for something of this size, it's a great option. Now, you don't have to spend quite as much on this if you don't want to. There's a lot of options for this particular model, so you can scale it down just depending on your budget. But we have a great vehicle. It's pretty basic-ish and straight to the point as far as how to use everything. So the user interface is great. I like the dual screens here, so you can go through all this information. As far as the maneuverability goes here, we have a pretty tight turning radius, so we can do this without having to back up. So honestly, not all that bad for its size. But we have a nice layout. We have a vehicle that is also going to be very reliable too. So if you're looking for a big vehicle, one that you want to own for several years, this is a great option to go with, and one that gives you a good bit of technology as well. But you have plenty of space. You have a really nice luxury-focused vehicle. And I really don't have anything negative to say. I've never owned one. I've been in the GX a lot to know that that is a very nice vehicle. So it's kind of equivalent to that. You're not really cross-shopping the two, but as far as an SUV goes, this is definitely much larger. But I've had a lot of experience with the GX, which is the only reason I bring that up. But super nice vehicle if you are in the market for something like this. That is going to wrap it up for the 2024 Lexus LX600 F Sport. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.